My name is Josh Perry. I'm a former professional BMX athlete, multiple brain tumor survivor, and today I am a health coach, a speaker, and soon to be author. I believe perspective is how we choose to see the world we live in and how we choose to see the experiences that we have. And I think it's essential in every aspect of a life because it leads to the actions that we take based on those thoughts that we have, which create an experience that we live by. And when we can have gratitude for the lives that we have and the things in our lives, it allows us to create and see more abundance leading forward to taking more action that aligns with the vision that we have for our life. The difference between life happens to us mentality versus life happens for us mentality is one of a victim mentality or one of a survivor and a warrior mentality. Life happens to us is that victim mentality, glass half empty. Things are always happening to me. Why me? Why is this so difficult? Why am I always, falling down or failing? Things like that. But having the mentality of life happens for me is an opportunity to learn and to grow and to use the experiences that we have in our lives to move us forward. So it's that survivor mentality, that warrior, like nothing's gonna stop me. I'm gonna use it as fuel to move forward. Your perspective is what shapes your reality, and the way we think, act, and feel is a set of behavior patterns known as our personality. And our personality is what creates our personal reality. In order to change that personal reality, we have to overcome our past present self that's predicting our future each day that we live in the trap of autopilot. So whatever we choose to see the world, it's gonna make us feel a certain way, and that's gonna lead to actions that's gonna create more emotions or feelings, and that's creating an experience. And our personality is made up of past experiences and our emotions and our feelings today. And so when we choose to see the world as a difficult place or experiences happening to us rather than for us, we're gonna go down one route. But if we choose to see life as this crazy abundant thing and it's exciting and experiences are happening for us to learn and to grow, we can use that as fuel moving forward, and we're gonna be more aligned with the vision that we have. So no matter what you believe in that gave you life, if you don't appreciate your life and everything that's in it, good or bad, how can you expect in what you believe that gave you life to give you more of what you don't already appreciate? And I learned this very vividly when my life was threatened at a young age of 21, but it's really a matter of just seeing the opportunity we have at hand to better our tomorrow with the fact that we woke up and we're alive and breathing. So it doesn't matter what you believe in, that gave you life, and if you're not grateful for that life and everything that's in it, how can you expect to move forward with more abundance? If you don't have gratitude, then you're left with this feeling of lack, and lack doesn't emotionally add up to what abundance requires in terms of feelings of gratitude. And these emotions are what make up our personality, and our personality, as we talked about before, creates our personal reality. And our personality is really what dictates our perspective on our life. So if we're feeling like we don't have an abundance, and that's what we're choosing to think, that's creating the actions, or it's influencing the actions we're going to take to create more of that. And if we can shift our perspective to feeling of gratitude in the moment, and gratitude for our past experiences, more importantly, gratitude for the things that have yet to manifest in our lives, that's going to show the brain the same experience. It's going to release the same chemicals in our body that's going to allow us to feel like that thing in which we want has already manifested, and that's going to lead us to taking action that's more aligned with what we want as a vision for our life. And based off that, if your past is what conditions you in the present moment, and that's what predicts your future based on the things you think and how you act and how you feel, why not consider the thought that if that's true, think about your future and what you want to happen and feel that in the moment. It doesn't happen overnight, but the more that you can focus on the future things you want to manifest and do and experience, you'll feel that way, and that'll show the brain that it's already happened, or trick the brain to feel like it's already happened, and that's going to allow you to manifest the life that you want rather than live in a past conditioned environment that's creating the present version of you that's predicting your future one way or the other. It's up to you to choose which way that goes. And if you're not enjoying your personal reality in this very moment, then you need to go back and audit your perspective and the way that you think, the way you act, and the way you feel, or choose to think, act, and feel. Because that makes up your personality. And if your personal reality isn't reflecting what you want, it really comes back to the choices that you're making in creating that personality. And I get it, change is hard. In order to change, we have to overcome our past, present self into the body that feels unfamiliar. There's this uncertainty of the unknown moving forward because we're leaving our past, present self, and that's scary. And as an example of my past few years of my life, when I decided to stop competing, I had developed this identity for over a decade of my life as the BMX athlete, but I was unfulfilled and I wanted more purpose and meaning to my life. And in order to create a new personal reality, I had to audit everything I was doing and living, or how I was living my life, and make a lot of changes. And that didn't feel comfortable for my body. It didn't feel familiar. It didn't understand this new change, these new actions, these new thoughts, and these new desires. So I had to work every day to overcome my past self that became my identity, to move forward so that way I could be more on purpose and more fulfilled in the work I was doing. In order to do that, I had to stop doing the things I was doing, because every day I was doing these same things, I was thinking the same thoughts, and I was feeling the same emotions, and that was putting me right back in that moment of this identity that I had created for myself. And I needed to create a new identity so that way I could create or manifest a new version of my life. And so it took overcoming those same thoughts and actions and feelings to create new ones until those started to become my reality, and that in which helped me move forward even further with that solidified perspective on my personal reality. What changed was the fact that I took 100% accountability for my life. I created self-awareness for the things I did like and I didn't like, and the things I wanted to do versus the things that I needed to do in order to create this new reality. So by taking accountability for my life, I was able to create more consciousness to the way I was living versus the way I wanted to live. And that allowed me to have this perspective on how I was just viewing my life and the things I wanted to and needed to do to move forward with that new vision I created for myself. So I decided to get off self, which was to become a professional BMX athlete, meaning competing professionally, doing demos, working with action sports brands, filming videos, taking photos, all of that stuff. I decided to stop doing that, leave that 100% to create a new reality for myself, one of which is on purpose to serve and support others through my journey and everything I've experienced and learned, and this new passion that I've had that I have to share these things with other people so I can see them live as healthy, happy, and successful. And so today I'm finding myself doing things I never imagined I would do, like speaking on stage in front of thousands of people that I don't know, creating a health coaching business, helping guide and support people to reach their health and fitness goals, and creating content to share these perspectives and this information and these messages with other people. It's my hope that by sharing my perspective, my journey, my experiences, that others will be able to change their perspective and choose to give themselves the power to create the life that they desire and deserve, rather than live in a conditioned program as most of our society does. Because at the end of the day, I'm here to share my story, but ultimately share my truth. And it's my goal that my truth will allow others to drop the excuses for why they can't do something that they want to do in their lives, or why that thing may be difficult. We can choose a perspective of a victim, a victim of our experiences and our circumstances, or we can choose the path that I've chosen. That's one of a survivor. Life happens for us. We can learn, we can grow, and we can progress.